Now friends, today we are going to discuss a new numerical problem based on simply supported beam. So this is a beam and these are the two UDL acting over it and these are the 2-point load acting over it. Okay, now we have to draw the shear force and the bending moment diagram. So first step is the assumption of the reaction. So suppose RA is acting in vertically upward direction at the point A and RB is acting on vertically upward direction at the point B. We know that RA plus RB is equal to net vertical load acting over this simply supported beam, and net vertical load will be equal to, I am writing it here, it will be equal to how much, 4 kilonewton because of this and 10 kilonewton because of this acting vertically downward direction, and because of this UDL there will be a loading of how much, the intensity of this UDL 2 into this span 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, and because of this UDL there will be a load of 2 into this is intensity. Okay, so it will give us 26 kilonewton. Okay, now we know that friend, summation of moment about the point A is to be taken as 0 because it is a hinge. So we have to do that to find out the reaction at A and reaction at B. So moment about the point A to be 0. Now because of this RB there will be a moment of magnitude RB into 8. That's a 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 8. That is causing a clockwise rotation, anti-clockwise rotation. This is causing anti-clockwise rotation about the point A, and this point load of 10 kilonewton is causing a clockwise rotation, so taken negative. So okay, anti-clockwise is taken as positive. So 10 into 6, 10 into 2 plus 2 plus 2, 6, and because of this 4 kilonewton there is a movement of 4 into 2, 4 into 2, and because of this UDL there will be a movement of 2 into the intensity of this UDL into this whole span, that is 2 into this 2 plus 2, 4 into 6, that is the distance of this action of this UDL. So this UDL will act at the middle point here. Okay, and the distance of this UDL from this point A is equal to 2 plus 2 plus 2 is equal to 6, so taken here as 6. Now because of this UDL there will be a moment of magnitude 2, that is the intensity of the UDL, into 2 the distance of the span over which this UDL is spreaded, and the action of this UDL will be at a distance of 1 meter from this point A, that is exactly at the middle of this span AC. So it will give us 0 and it will also cause counterclockwise rotation about the point A. So the RB will come out to be, when you solve this, RB will come out to be 15 kilonewton and RA will come out to be 11 kilonewton by using this expression, RA plus RB is equal to 26. Okay, now we have calculated RA and RB. Okay, RA plus RB is this much. Okay, we have already calculated. So we have calculated RA and RB. We will now calculate the shear force. Now friends, we will calculate the shear force at the point A, C, D, E and B. Because at the point A, C, B and E there are point loads acting, that's why we have to calculate the shear force on the left side of the point A and on the right side of the point A. Similarly we have to do it for the point C, for the point E and for the point B also. Okay, now at the point D there is no point load acting, that's why we will directly calculate the shear force at the point D. Now shear force at the point A we will calculate on the left side. So on the left side beam terminates, that's why shear force on the left side of the point A is 0. Now shear force on the right side of the point A. So for that we have to construct a section here on the right side of the point A. So looking on the left side of this section, you can see that only this force is contributing toward the shear force, and RA is equal to 11 kilonewton going vertically upward. That's why it will contribute toward a shear force of 11 kilonewton plus with plus sign using this sign convention. Okay, and shear force on the left side of the point C we will calculate now. So constructing a section here on the left side of the point C, this is the section XX constructed here. Now looking on the left side of this section XX, we can see that this RA is contributing toward a plus 11 kilonewton shear force using this sign convention, and this UDL is contributing toward a shear force of magnitude minus 2 into 2, that is the intensity of this UDL, 2 kilonewton per meter, and the length over which it is spread it is equal to 2 meter. So it will give us how much, 7
kilonewton. Okay, now we will calculate the shear force on the right side of the point C. So shear force on the right side of the point E can be computed similarly by constructing a section on the right side of the point C. Suppose this is a section constructed here on the right side of the point C. Now looking on the left side of this section, you can see that this force is contributing toward a positive shear force, and this UDL contributing toward a 2 into 2 this much shear force, and this point load is contributing toward a shear force of minus 4 kilonewton using this sign convention. Using this sign convention. Okay, so it will give us a shear force of 3 kilonewton, and when you find out the shear force at the point D, the same calculation will repeat itself, and it will come out to be 3 kilonewton again. So this calculation will repeat itself. Now shear force on the left side of the point E we will calculate. So on the left side of the point E, construct a section XX. Now this 11 kilonewton will, now looking on the left side of this section, this force is contributing toward a 11 kilonewton shear force. This UDL is contributing toward 2 into 2 minus 2 into 2, and this is contributing toward a minus 4 kilonewton force, shear force, and this UDL portion which is lying spreading over a distance of 2 meter will contribute toward a shear force of minus 2 into 2. Okay, and it will give us minus 1 kilonewton. Okay, kilonewton, write yourself. Now shear force on the right side of the point E we will calculate. For that we have to again construct a section on the right side of the point E and do the same thing that we have do earlier, and you will find after doing that the shear force on the right side of the point E is coming out to be minus 11 kilonewton, and shear force on the left side of the point B, if you see, then you can see that it construct a section here on the left side of the point E. Then you can see that on the left side of the point B, if you calculate, then what you will get you will see that this force is acting on the right side of this section XX, and it will contribute toward a negative shear force using this sign convention. This reaction R will contribute toward a negative shear force of magnitude minus 11 kilonewton. Okay, minus 11 kilonewton, it is equal to minus 11 kilonewton. Sorry, RB is equal to how much? 15 kilonewton. Sorry, it is 15 kilonewton. So minus 15 kilonewton, it will contribute toward the minus 15 kilonewton. And shear force on the right side of the point B is equal to, because beam terminates on the right side of the point B. Now shear force at the point A is 0, so marking across here at the point A, and shear force on the right side of the point A is 11, so marking 11 above the point A. This is 11 plus 11, and shear force on the left side of the point C is 7, so marking here 7. Okay, and shear force on the right side of the point C is 3 kilonewton, so 3 kilonewton will lie somewhere here. Okay, and shear force on the at the point D is equal to 3 kilonewton, so it will lie in the same level above the point D. The shear force on the left side of the point E is minus 1, so minus 1 will lie somewhere here. Suppose E is here, minus 1 will lie somewhere here, and shear force on the right side of the point is minus 11, so minus 11 will lie suppose somewhere here, and shear force on the left side of the point B is going to be minus 15. Minus 15 suppose lies somewhere here, drawing the point B here suppose. Okay, now shear force on the right side of the point B is 0, so making cross here. So joining first point with the second point with a straight vertical line, because there is a point of lighting reaction RA is lying at the point A, and second point is joined with the third point with the inclined line, because there is a UDL lying between the point A and C, and joining third point with the fourth with a vertical line, because there is a point load is lying at the point C, and joining these 2 points with a straight horizontal line, because there is no load lying between the point C and D. Joining these again these 2 points with inclined line, because there is a UDL line between these 2 points, and there is a vertical connection between these 2 points, because there is a point load line at the point E, and there is again a inclined line between these 2 points, because there is a UDL line between point E and B, and again there is a vertical connection because there is a reaction RB lying at the point B. So this is our shear force diagram. Area of this line are positive, below this line are negative. Okay, now we will find out the location at which this shear force is coming out to be 0. So we know that shear force is coming out to be 0 here. Suppose this is the point K. okay, and we know that this is 3 units. Okay, shear force at the point D is 3 unit. Now these two triangles, this triangle and this triangle, are the similar triangles. Okay, and now suppose this is the distance y2, okay, the height of this triangle, and this is x2, okay, and this is our y1, suppose, for this triangle, and this is x1. Okay, this distance ke is x1, and this distance dk is x2, and this is y2, this length, and this is y1. So according to the property of similar triangle, y2 by x2 is equal to y1 by x1. So we also know that x1 plus x2 is equal to how much? It is equal to 2, because the distance between DE is 2 meter. So x1 plus x2 is equal to DE, which is equal to 2 meter. So we know that x1 can be obtained here as 2 minus x2. Now putting here y2 as 3, y2 is put here as 3, and y1 here is put as how much? 1. Okay, and x2 is put here as x2 as it is, and x1 is put here as 2 minus x2, 2 minus x2. When you solve this, you will get the value of x2 as 1.5 and the value of x1 as how much? 0.5. Okay, so this value x1 is 0.5. So the bending moment is becoming 0 at a distance of this 2 meter plus x1, that is 0.5, that is at a distance of 2.5 from the point B. Okay, the bending moment is becoming 0. Now friends, we will draw the bending moment diagram. We are rubbing this thing, okay, and we will draw the bending moment diagram in the next step. Now we will calculate the bending moment at the point A, C, D, E and B. We will directly calculate the bending moment at these points by constructing sections as these points, because there is no concentrated moment lying at any of these points. That's why bending moment we do not need to calculate on the left side or on the right side of these points. So the bending moment at A is 0, because there is no force lying on the left side of this or left side of the point A. Nothing is lying on the left side of the point A. Beam terminates there, and bending moment at the point C can be found out by constructing a section passing through this point C. Suppose this is the section XX. Now looking on the left side of this section, you can see that this force RA is contributing toward a bending moment of 11 into this distance 2, and it is positive in nature because it is creating a sagging bending moment according to this sign convention. And this UDL is contributing toward a bending moment of magnitude 2, that is the intensity into the length of this UDL 2, and it will act at a distance of 1 meter from this section XS, that is at this distance of 1 meter, that is in middle of this span. It will act like this. Okay, so here I will write 1. Now what it will give? It will give me 18 kilonewton meter. Now bending moment at the point D can be found out in the similar fashion, that is constructing a section here passing through the point D. Okay, now looking on the left side of this section, you can see that this force RA is contributing toward a positive bending moment, okay, using this sign convention of magnitude 11 into 4. Okay, this distance 2 plus 2 is 4, and this force is contributing toward a bending moment of minus 4 into 2 hogging using this sign convention, and this UDL is contributing a bending moment of magnitude minus 2 into intensity into 2. The spread is which is equal to 2, and the distance from this section XX where this UDL is acting is, this is 1 meter, and this is how much? This is 2 meter, so it is 3 meter. So into 3, so it will give us how much? It will give us if you calculate, it will give us 24 kilonewton meter. Now bending moment at E, if you want to calculate, then construct a section here in the similar fashion that I have done at the point E. Okay, and this force will give us, now if we construct a section here passing through this point E, then looking on the right side of this section, you can see that this RB is causing a bending moment of magnitude how much? 15, the magnitude of this RB into the distance 2 meter, and it is sagging in nature using this sign convention. Okay, and this UDL is causing a bending moment about this section about this section XS, this UDL causing a bending moment of magnitude, that is magnitude, the intensity of this UDL is 2 meter into the distance, that is the spread of this UDL is 2 meter, and it will act at a distance of 1 meter from this point, this section XS. So it will give us the value as how much? 26. Now bending moment at the point B, if you want to find out, then construct a section here at the point B and it will give you 0 because the beam terminates at the point B. Now bending moment can be maximum bending moment we have to calculate. So we know that the shear force becomes 0 at a distance of 2.5 from this point. We have already earlier calculated this at a distance of 2.5 from the point B. Okay, so finding bending moment at this point, at this distance 2.5 by constructing a section here at a distance of 2.5. Okay, this is a section constructed here at a distance of how much? 2.5. It is constructed here, suppose. Now you can find out the bending moment at this distance. So the bending moment will come out to be, because of this reaction RB, there will be a positive bending moment of magnitude 15 into 2.5, that is this force into this distance 2.5, and because of this UDL there will be a bending moment of negative second bending moment of magnitude. The length of this UDL is 2.5 and the intensity is 2 kilonewton for this UDL, and it will act at a distance of 2.5 divided by 2 from this section. So 2.5 divided by 2 from this section, and because of this load of 10 kilonewton which is acting at a distance of 0.5 from here, this section XX, okay, it will give us the value of bending moment, which will be hogging in nature as 10 into 0.5. So when you compute all these things, then you will find that the value of the bending moment is coming out to be how much? 26.25. So this is the maximum bending moment. Now we will draw the bending moment diagram. Now see, the bending moment at the point A is 0, so making a cross here over this line, over this point A, and bending moment at the C is 18 kilonewton meter, so making a cross here at 18 kilonewton meters. See, this is 18 kilonewton meter. Okay, now I'm making only 18, writing here only 18, forgetting the unit. Forget the unit. So bending moment at the point D is 24, so 24 will lie somewhere here. Suppose 24 is lying somewhere here of the point D, and bending moment at the point E is 26, so 26 will lie somewhere, suppose here it is lying. Oh, the 24, 26 will lie somewhere here, and bending moment at the point B is 0. This is the point B and it is 0 here, so making a cross here. So joining first point with the second joint with a parabola like this, because the shear force diagram is an inclined line between the point A and C. Joining the second point with the third point with a straight line, because the shear force diagram is a horizontal line between the point C and D. And joining the third point with the fourth point, but before that we have to also plot this maximum bending moment. The maximum bending moment will lie at this point K. Okay, so I have to plot here as 26.5. Suppose I'm rubbing this, and this is suppose lying 26.25. Okay, now joining this point with the parabola, and again joining this point with this one with the parabola, because there is a UDL line between the DE, and joining the last section with also a parabola like this, you will get the bending moment diagram, and it is positive, and maximum bending moment is lying here, which is 26.25. Also friends, the shape of this parabola can go like this also. So I am explaining only for these 2 points. You can conclude this thing for all the parabola drawn. Suppose this parabola can go like this also, but it is taken like this, concavity of Y. I will tell you why it is taken. Why it is taken? Because see here, between the point A and C, the shear force is decreasing, and we know that shear force is equal to dm by dx, that is the slope of the parabola. So when the shear force is decreasing as we go from point A to C, that's why the slope of this dm by dx must also increase as we go from A to C. So the slope of the parabola must also increase, because slope is equal to dm by dx between for the bending moment diagram between the point A to C, the slope must also decrease. So the parabola is drawn with a decreasing slope here. Okay, see how it is decreasing. Suppose this is the distance dx, suppose. So this the length will denote dm. Similarly, draw same length dx element here. This is the same length element dx drawn here. Okay, suppose this is drawn here, same length dm element, then sorry dx element drawn here, then dm element will be this. So the length of this dm is decreasing. See, this length is more than this length, so the dm by dx is decreasing as we go from A to C. Similarly, you can conclude for all these things. So this was all for today's topic, friend, and like my video and subscribe my channel.